Hello and welcome to Gala Week with Metropolitan Energy Center. I'm Emily Wolfe, a program specialist at MEC, and this evening we're going to talk about energy use in the built environment, specifically for commercial buildings. As you watch and comment on the presentation today and others this week, I hope that you learn something new and feel inspired to join our efforts to tackle the two largest sources of greenhouse gas emissions in the U.S., buildings and transportation. Also, don't forget to register for next Wednesday's gala, which is virtual, by clicking on the link in the video description. You can also find the link to our online silent auction, which is currently live. Includes artwork, coffee subscriptions, curbside composting services, a home energy audit, and much more. So be sure to check it out because there's some really cool items I think you all would enjoy. So, as I mentioned, I'm here to talk about energy efficiency in commercial buildings and why MEC has been recently advocating for a more stringent energy code at the local level. Now, before you exit out of this video, because this sounds like a really boring topic, I'm going to quickly discuss how local energy codes have a critical role in our health and well-being, because I think you'll find that the topic of energy codes is a little more interesting than you may not have thought before. So, obviously, the primary goal of energy codes is to conserve energy. However, its impact goes far beyond improving the energy efficiency of our buildings. This is extremely important for commercial buildings because obviously they are much larger than typical homes and they use a lot of energy. Most apartment complexes are considered commercial buildings. So that's really important here in Kansas City because nearly half of our residents are renters. So something that's really critical to advocate for a more stringent code, especially on the commercial side. So now let's look at why energy codes are so important. So first, they provide an opportunity to significantly improve public health. According to a joint study by ACEEE and Physicians for Social Responsibility, reducing annual energy use nationwide by just 15% could save 6 lives every day and prevent nearly 30,000 asthma attacks. This is because when we use less energy, there's less power plant pollution. And then, as I'm sure many of you are aware, asthma is really has a especially negative impact on younger children as well as older adults. Energy codes also protect us from extreme weather. So they cover our walls, our floors, the ceilings, and windows. And the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, stated mitigation efforts such as building code adoption and enforcement is one of the strongest strategies jurisdictions can take to protect their community against natural disasters. A study conducted after Superstorm Sandy in 2012, which left 8 million New Yorkers without power, showed that newer energy codes allow people to stay in their homes for more days during blackouts triggered by heat waves and cold freezes. This is extremely important for us in Kansas City because the Weather Channel ranks Kansas City 5th of 25 cities to be most impacted by climate change. And the urban heat island effect will cause Kansas City to be much warmer than the rural Midwest. So we're in those downtown areas where there's a ton of buildings and a ton of concrete. That temperature is significantly higher than when you're in a more rural area. Energy codes also boost economic development. The energy code and the provisions in it are tested for their cost effectiveness. And out of all the different codes there are, building code, plumbing code, etc., the energy code is the only one that pays for itself. An economic analysis indicates that every dollar spent on energy code compliance and enforcement yields $6 in energy savings. So as energy codes and standards are adopted, they also present new employment opportunities. As you need to inspect these buildings, make upgrades, that, creates a lot of jobs. Most importantly, energy codes promote energy equity. Low-income families, especially renters, often experience higher utility costs because of poor construction and maintenance of buildings. Requiring buildings when they're first built or during major construction to be more energy efficient not only protects individuals and families' health, but saves households more money, enabling a more consistent lifestyle. So, just kind of, common sense, when you're spending less money on, high energy bills, you can use that money to invest in yourself, your children, your future, and the local economy. And also, energy codes and energy efficient measures really benefit landlords and building owners. To combat tenant turnover, which can be extremely costly, estimates range from $1,000 to $5,000. Realtor Magazine suggests property managers invest in energy solutions. Those are just some high level benefits that we really wanted to share. And as a reminder, today's new building becomes yesterday's old building. So we really need to focus on having stringent energy codes so new buildings being built and major renovations can protect the health and well-being of our community members. Now that I've really hit home why we are so passionate about this topic at MEC, I'm going to hand it over to Kim Cheslick with New Buildings Institute. She's going to share what they are doing to improve the energy performance of commercial buildings.
Hi, my name is Kim Cheslak. I'm the Associate Director of Codes and Policy at New Buildings Institute. NBI is a mission-driven nonprofit pushing for better buildings that achieve zero energy and zero carbon. To do this, we work with industry market players, including local governments, utilities, advocates, and building professionals to move our built environment to meet the zero carbon future we need. The United States remains number 2 in the world, only recently passed by China for CO2 emissions, and our buildings make up about a third of that. There are somewhere between 5.5 to 6 million commercial buildings in the United States, close to 90 billion square feet. And it's in these buildings where changes in energy consumption can make a big difference in our global footprint. Our work at NBI is focused around 5 foundations of zero carbon building policies: energy efficiency, renewable energy, grid integration, electrification, and embodied carbon. My work at NBI involves moving the research done and ideas tested by our building innovation and getting to zero teams into codes and policy. This step is complicated but critical to get best practices in design, construction, and building operations into the entire building stock. Key ways we do this is by working at national, state, and local levels to amend building energy codes and assist in the creation of building energy policies, like building performance standards. These policies together can make an impact on that 90 billion square feet of real estate to decrease carbon emissions and stop climate change. To power the present and fuel the future, NBI will continue to innovate and accelerate the adoption of the next best practices across building industries. I can see a future where the built environment represents an efficient use of resources, a positive force against climate change, and a driver for local economies. We are working towards this future, where buildings, new and existing, not only use energy from, but also contribute energy back to the grid and seamlessly interact as a zero carbon system. If you want to learn more, check out our resource hub at gettingtozeroforum.org.
Thank you so much, Kim, for sharing that information and for all that you do. As some local jurisdictions have been in the process of updating their building codes, Kim has been a great resource in sharing with MEC her knowledge and expertise. So we're extremely grateful for her and her work. And we are really excited to continue to work with New Buildings Institute. So sustainable energy use and cleaner air are not reserved for a select few, but are commonplace in our own community and country. As our presentation comes to close, you may be thinking, okay, I know energy codes are really important. They protect my health, my children's health, my family, my friends. So what can I do? Because it is a really overwhelming topic. So of course, contact myself and MEC. We can connect you with additional information and resources and share some opportunities to get involved with us, as well as coalitions we're involved with, and some information or questions if you're curious about what code is adopted in your city or county. Questions that you can take to your building official and get some more information is a great starting point just to learn what's going on in your own community. So please, we hope you contact us. But I want to thank you all for joining us this evening. At MEC, we're honored to have you participate in our gala and contribute to our mission. We are forever grateful. Keep your eyes open for more video releases the next few days at 6 p.m. And we hope that you all join us next Wednesday, June 24th at 6 p.m. for our live gala, which is going to have some really awesome speakers and hear from this year's award winners and how they are powering the present and fueling the future. Thank you all for everything and have a good night.